Hello everyone, I'm James, back here with Motion RC with another live unboxing. And today I'm excited because we just recently, within the last 2 days I believe, received a latest container of some restocks of Bancroft ships and boats. But we got 3 new ones in stock. They sent all 3, one of each, to me. And I'm excited because I unboxed them last night just to get them on the table, but I've only pulled them out, left all the ribbons on for you, and today we are going to go through all 3 of these awesome ships, 3 very different styles of RC boats and ships, and it's really exciting because we got some iconic boats here to talk about. Obviously, the biggest one in front of me is the Ticonderoga class guided missile cruiser. I had labeled it destroyer. We had it on the website as destroyer originally, but it was meant to be a destroyer. But then it got classed before release to being a cruiser, a missile cruiser. So we changed all that in the in all our media on the product pages and everything as fast as possible. So now that is fixed. We have the iconic PT-109, best known for John F. Kennedy and everything that went on there. And then this stunning, this might be my favorite one. This is the FDNY 343 fireboat. The name 343 comes from the 343 firefighters who perished on 9/11. And this boat was commissioned, I believe, at 9 a.m., 9 years to the day of September 11th when it came out. There's 4 of them in New York. And what's amazing about this boat, it has a working bow thruster, but it has 11 water cannons. We only have one other ship from Bancroft that does the water cannons. That's that German Dusseldorf you've seen me do. We recently did a video, about a month ago, I lit some things on fire and put it out with it. But that only had 3 working cannons. This has 11, so I'm super excited when we get to do this one. But we put a poll up. You let me know which boat you want me to start with. That's where we'll start, and we'll just go through what came in the box with these boats. Take a look on the inside of each one, real quick. And then my goal today, I want to get these in the lake to get pictures, because when we receive these from the manufacturer, we only get those white background photos. We don't usually get as good a shots as we can get here of them. So, I want to make sure I can update all those product pages with pictures as fast as possible. So the goal is to try to get them out there like that. How do you land a cool job like that? I'll admit it was part luck and, sort of just falling forwards as you go through life. I've been in the hobby for over a decade. So, it's, sometimes I can't believe I get to play with toys, especially toys like these. I see Kit. Can we move that poll out of the way for me to read? I see Kit 10K. What's going on, man? 4th was good. I saw your message before it was retracted, but really well. We had a great time on July 4th. I had family here and everything, and overall, super, super good weekend. Glad to be back into it because this is the start. This container arrival. Guys, July is going to be finish off with a bang here at Motion RC. We have a lot of containers coming from all niches of the hobby. There'll be cars, tanks, boats, planes, helis, you name it, coming. So this is where we're starting, and I got to get these done within a week to get on to the next thing. So it's pretty awesome. We're seeing the PT-109 winning, or is it tied right now? But you guys let me know. PT-109 and the Ticonderoga are in the lead, back and forth. But they're absolutely stunning. So the Ticonderoga, though, very similar to a lot of the battleships and destroyers that I've unboxed. Similarly, what you're going to see inside and such. We had a PT, I believe PT-24 boat. That was one of the first boats we got with Bancroft. I'd actually given that to Wes. It's on Wes's set at his place. I haven't seen it in a while, but we had done. That was great. But it's nice to have the iconic 109, because that's the one. The second we had the other one, people were like, why didn't you do a 109? And it's here now. And what's cool about this one, which I want to get into the box, apparently it comes with like a figure crew set, which is new for the Bancroft. The original was the PT-596. Sorry about that. but it has like a crew set, so there'll be some scale figures that come with that one. And then we'll get to the FDNY. I'm surprised. I think you guys are going to like this one more than all the other ones once we get to it. But it looks like the PT-109 is the winner. So I am going to quickly move this off. I'm going to put this one, I'm going to put it on the floor over here. I didn't want to unbox everything. And I didn't want to unbox everything with, what's it called? With the, you know, if you guys have seen me do live unboxings of these ships, I usually start with it in the box and I take out of the box. But the 3 boxes are ridiculously big, and I'm like, I can't fit them. Our studio's it's not that big. It might look big on screen, but it's not that big. I'm just gonna slide this one over so I don't bang into it while I'm doing this one. So I open this box. This is how she's in there, and again, you could expect to see it wrapped in all its foam with the columns that protect it from any damage in shipping, which is nice. I took those all out, and then the 2 boxes that come with it, the parts boxes, they're taped in there, you know, beautifully like a jigsaw puzzle, where they're not going to affect what's on the boat itself. So let's start. I guess I'll take the ribbons off the PT-109. We could take a peek inside at the motor and such, and then I'll open up the parts boxes and just show you what you could expect to get with the PT-109, because that's what I wanted to do, actually. While Alex is looking at it nicely, I just wanted to read off a little bit from the wiki page. So again, in real life, the PT-109 was an 80-foot Elco PT boat, so patrol torpedo boat, last commanded by Lieutenant Junior Grade John F. Kennedy, the future United States President in the Solomon Islands campaign of the Pacific Theater during World War II. So getting a JFK figure on this seems like it's almost inevitable that you'll have to try to do it. Gianni, any news if Bancroft will incorporate smoke systems into any models? You know, the hobby always changes, and if enough people ask and the price is right and they can figure out a way to do it, I could 100% see them that being the type, because you always wonder, what can you do? I mean, look at our plane models, you know, where they started to where they are now, the things that they're doing now with the RC planes, you know, that type of stuff gets changed. So if enough people, if it warrants it, I'm sure they could work those in. Eventually, I would like to see it. That would be great, especially for some of the older ships with the smokestacks where the smoke would be more dirty coming out. Now with like the newer ships, you wouldn't even see, you know, the smoke. But with older ships, if you get into that, that would be great. Like I look at like a Titanic or something like that, you know, there would have been some smoke coming out of those, you know, those stacks on the ship. These ribbons are basically paper. You just cut them with a razor blade, and then just always be careful, you know, you don't want them to pull off any small pieces, but they do that to tie down. These are always there to tie down any pieces, you know, like the hatch that are going to come off. What I like about the PT, but I know Wes had done it when I gave it to him, the original one, which I believe is the same scale as this, the 596. He had put some like G.I. Joes, like G.I. Joe size figures work in this PT boat. So if you're somebody who collects, you know, those, and I'm talking about the 80s G.I. Joe figures, not the ones my dad played with in the 60s, the big 12-inch ones, you know, the 80s style, were about the right size for these, if that makes sense. So you can, there should be no shortage of figurines you can get in any style if you want to do it. So let's see where so the whole hatch, there it is, and check that out. So we have LED lights. I'm just making sure nothing wants to slide off my canopy. There we go. So we have an LED light bar because there's navigation lights on this boat. So there is a wire here attached for the LED lights that you can easily unplug if you wish, which is awesome. I'm going to take that part off a sec. I'm going to unplug it just so I can take a look. I want to take a look underneath. So the LED lights are run. Okay. So you have one wire going up to this spotlight. The spotlight at the top is going to come on. We have one wire headed towards this light on the side here. There's a small light, which I guess will be super bright. They're LEDs. And is there another wire that goes on? There's a third wire split to these. So these two side lights and the spotlight are gonna shine up when you plug it in, which we won't do here today. I don't have batteries. I'm not going to put batteries in the transmitter. I don't want to spend too much time because I'm going to do all of this, guys. Each one of these boats will get its own detailed video where we're going to go through it. I'm going to set up my kiddie pool outside, do the ballasting. I want to get some video of that. So I'll show you how I ballast the boats when we get there. But the purpose of this video is just to get my first impressions, because obviously I saw it come out. I usually like to pull it out of the box live, having never seen it before, but I got to see them last night, and I was definitely just walking around them like, man, I can't wait. I couldn't wait to get into this because I wanna get them in the water. It's gonna be exciting. So I'm gonna put this hatch down, and then let me show you inside. So plenty of space here when you take a look inside. You have your, it looks like 3 motors. Yep, we have three propellers, 3 screws on the back. So it's a 3-motor system. If you look in that motor canopy, Alex, you can see 1, 2, 3, all with the heat sinks, which is nice. Easy access if you ever have to replace a motor. So that's awesome. Kit, the 2 side lights are directional indicators, red on the left and green on the right. So you can tell which way the ship is traveling at night. Nice. Easy servo access. That's going to be our rudder servo. So simple access there. And then there is, I love the big torpedoes on this side. That's awesome. That is so cool. Plenty of space. So my hand, I have a pretty decent, man hand, but I can get in there if I need to ballast. So my hand will fit in there, which is nice. We have the ESCs installed in the front on the side. Let's see if you can see that way. There it is. ESC is already pre-installed there, and the switch, that's the on-off switch. So you can leave the battery, plugged in and just turn it on and off when you need it. Obviously, if you're storing it, don't leave the battery plugged in. But for the time being, if you want to get it all plugged in, ready to go, then you just have to take the top off, flip the switch, and go, which is nice. And then in the back, I see here, I'll show you that too. There's tape over this back hatch. So there's a back hatch here that we're gonna be able to take off in a second, just so you can get in and mess with your linkages for the rudder. God forbid you break something back there, you want that easy access. So let me see what can I just peel this tape off? It's just like a Scotch tape, a clear tape. I want to get under it. I don't like to use a razor blade because I don't want to scratch the paint on the boat itself. And I don't want to pull. I might be able to, if I take 2 sides off, it may be easier to get the other side off. Then we'll get into the accessory boxes and see. Oh, it's magnetically driven, so I'm not going to be able to do that easy. Let's get 3 pieces and our last piece. Use your nail and you won't scratch the paint. Beautiful color. I love the green. It pops and it would look great, obviously weathered. And wish we need like a jungle. I do have a little creek behind my house that looks more jungly going through it. It would sort of blend in, but all right. It has I'm not going to remove that piece. It's a waterproof piece of tape that you can just peel off, to get access to it. So I'm not going to remove that right now. I don't want to mess with it until I have to mess with it. But the beauty is I don't need to get in there for ballast because I can get my hand behind the servo over here to get access for rear ballast. But right now, all of the weight is pretty centrally located. So looking at this and just my experience now working with a lot of these Bancroft ships, this should be pretty light on the ballast. I don't think I'm going to need too much. I doubt I'll need too much to get to the water line. And you can see the red and the green. Obviously, that's where your water line you want to be, right on the red and the green. So all around, super, super excited for this boat. To get in the water, and I'm excited to see what's in the parts boxes. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to turn. Oh, I always do that. Didn't break anything. Don't move quick when you're working with these boats. I don't know why. Don't need to be in a rush. Don't need to be in a rush. We're good. Where is my... So here are, so the foam parts, I'm assuming might be my scale figures, and then in here is going to be my transmitter, my battery, because again, these all these ships are ready to run. So they come with a transmitter, they come with a charger, they come with a battery, they come with everything you need out of the box to just get out and go. And the beauty of every one of these ships, the battery that comes with them, the 2S pack, 2800, I still have yet on any of these to ever drive one of these to the point where I ran out of battery. Like I've had these on the water where we have one battery and we get all the pictures, we get all the video of it sailing around the pond that you see on all these videos are usually done on just one battery, and they last a long time, especially when you're trying to just sail these around scale. You don't need, none of these, all these boats, I will say, are probably overpowered for what they need to be, which is great because you have the power to have some fun and put some speed into it. But you could really just put around at half throttle to make it scale, or even less, which is nice, because it's all proportional steering control and proportional throttle. So the more you give, the more you get. For anyone who's never played with one before. Let's take a look inside. Now I am expecting, okay, this is where, Bill, we found it. Bill's probably registered. I have, these do not come with this boat, but if you ever order something from Motion RC, if you order small bits to save on shipping, they will open the box of one of your bigger things and hide some extra parts. We have these two new accessories from Bancroft for any boat. These are awesome, and I'm going to make a side video of these. We got marine grease. So marine grease is a necessity if you're playing with RC boats, especially if you're putting them in salt water. If you're using saltwater boats, you almost want to pull out your drive shaft and grease it down after every run, because you have to run your boat through fresh water to get the salt off, because salt corrodes and is a detriment to RC. So you want to grease it up, and then if you're using fresh water like we are, once a month, it's good to grease your drive shaft, especially if you're using them a lot, just to keep them greased and lubed up. I'll make a video about that soon. And then we have hatch tape. This was something we realized we needed when we started releasing more speedboats, because I'm like, I lost my hatch. Occasionally your hatch will come off just because you're hitting the water so hard, if you flip it. Hatch tape is great because it's clear, and you put this along, so like something like the DV that I have behind me, the speedboat up there, you would run the tape along the hatch when you're going out for, for speed runs, and that'll just give you added insurance. Think of it as just added insurance so that you don't get in an issue where you have to jump in the water and go find, swim to your hatch, because I don't want to go swimming in the lake around here. That is not in my interest. But awesome. So that's a side note. Those don't come with any of the boats, but those are available now. I believe both of them on the US site are $6.99. They were in the email today. So grab yourself some if you don't have some. Nice to have. But here we go. We got our battery, the same battery that every one of these Bancroft ships that I've seen so far comes with. This is the 2800 Admiral 2-cell with an XT60 connector. You've got your charger. I've thrown out so many of these just because I have. Every time I get one, they send me one, and I have so many of these. I have so many. I could have built a wall of Admiral chargers. But I use them. I use them to charge up the packs just because they're simple and easy. But the beauty is you just, you plug this in. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like wearing a seatbelt, but plug that into the wall. Your lights will not come on. You put your battery into, right now this will do either a 2-cell or a 3-cell, and charges by the balance tap. So this is a 2-cell pack, so you can expect to see these two lights will be red, and they'll just go green when your battery's charged. Probably takes about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on how, it's doing a basic, I believe it just does a 1C charge, which is the safest for your batteries. But that's how that works. In here, it looks like we have the pistol grip type of transmitter for the PT boat, so I like that, because this one will probably be the, one of the faster, more maneuverable boats we're going to play with on the water. So I like the pistol grip. Reminds me of like an RC car. But you're able to trim the throttle, trim the steering, everything you'd expect on this. And there are some added buttons, which I guess, will assume at the time will maybe turn the lights on and off, things like that. If you want to go dark, you don't always need the spotlight on. And then the last but not least will be our our manual, which with Bancroft we like to simplify it, make it one page. So it's one page front and back, and that'll show you. There's some pictures of our scale figures. I'm excited to see. We're about to open those. They look. Are they paint? Oh, they're going to be painted. That's going to be awesome. I hope they're painted. Wow, they got some nice, good imagery on there, so that's cool. And then you do have a checklist from the manufacturer itself. So this is just showing that, somebody hand went through the entire box as they were putting everything in, checked everything off, make sure everything is there. So just nice to see, they're taking the time. So that is good. I'm going to put that down here, get rid of this garbage, and let's take a look at the accessories. Because this is very exciting. It's a first for Bancroft. Be nice, eventually that's a step up that they could possibly make, is getting more of these. Sell the extra chargers you have on the site, probably, but I guess they're assuming they're really cheap to make. Probably not worth it. Probably pay more in shipping fees than it costs to make one of them. All right, I'm cutting all the, I don't know where this opens up. It's 2 pieces of foam to keep them protected. So I'm just going to cut the tape. They're fully taped up. They don't want any of this coming out. Where do they open? Do they open? Huh. Oh, there we go. It's splitting. I just don't want to break anything. A little bit of glue between the foam. Oh, look at that. Sweet. And they're all plastic wrapped. Whoa, 6 of them. Whoa. I did not expect 6. Oh, and a gun. Machine gun. And another antenna of some sort, possibly. Or it could be is that a spear? And then we've got some American flags, stickers, decals hidden in there. And we've got, look at that. So a little smaller than your standard G.I. Joe. But I don't think anybody will get mad at you for using this in. That's it. But that's really nicely done to keep them all protected. I'm going to save that because we need to save that. But let's check it out. So it looks like we got just a couple different hand positions for different guys. S4, S5, S6. So S1, let's start with S1. I guess he's our captain. He's the only one. He's our captain. He's got the white hat. So that's our John F. Kennedy hat, I guess, would be the way to go. But that's really cool. Let me put on the, I'm going to put the canopy back on, the hatch. And we can start getting him in. So where would we want to put, where would he be chilling? We're going to put him right at the wheel. I'm going to have to like tape him down or glue him down because we got to get pictures of all these. Let's go to S2. S2 is next. And these guys all look the same or similar, just with different hand motions, but really cool. And Bill, I don't know, are we going to sell these as a spare part? Because I could see, yeah, I saw the manual shows where they go. We'll put them all in. I'll check it out once I unwrap each one, because I'm going to want them all in there. And they have 3M tape. They have double-sided tape on their feet. That's why the guy's not standing up in there right now, because it's making him a little off balance. But they have 3M tape already provided, so you just peel the red off. We already got them as spares. Perfect. But check these. So he has a black, so this guy's a black brim on his hat. This one doesn't. They won't stand up with that 3M tape on there until you put them down. But I'm in there. This is, who is this? This is S6. He has a black rim on the front and the back of his cap. Ooh, is that Signify? Anything? Or is that just, maybe that's for the factory? It could just be the factory determining which is which. He has stuff on the front and the back. And then S4. But that's awesome that we get 6 of these guys. So let's go back to the manual. And let's take a peek where everybody goes. All right. S2. Oh, man. I just lost which two were which. But this is S2. So they will go together at the wheel. And I will take the 3M tape off and do that right after I ballast this ship. S1, S2, S3. All right, machine gun, the big machine gun that's up there is, well, they say that's next to, so the machine gun position in the right side of the cab. So S3. So he has the guy with his right hand down. There he is. So they're saying he gets installed here. But now there's a machine gun on there. Oh, so this machine gun is for the back, I believe. This might go here. Yeah. So that's going to fit in there. So we're obviously going to have again that, and that can tilt and spin. That feels like hard plastic. Fine. And then we have, oh, and then this goes right next to, I remember this from the other PT boat. This goes right next to the hatch. I believe it goes right there. I could press that in, maybe put a little tack glue on there. The flag they're saying goes to the mast, so I'll put that probably on this ribbon here. This like the rubber band. We could put the flag, but then the other guys, we obviously want to have which guy's next? So this guy is manning this machine gun based on his hand movements. He'll be able to hold the machine gun, and there's a second guy next to him who is helping direct it, and this is the guy with his hand, he has one hand up and one hand down, so he could sort of look like he's, you know, helping to load it. And then the last guy's got to be in this back one, ready to mess around. But that's super cool. That's a super cool. Yeah, I don't think it's going to need much ballast, and especially where they mounted the motors in this, I could only imagine that I might just need a little bit in the front. That's where I would think I'm going to have most of it, because the weight seems to be more. I'll get them down with with tape. I might foam tack them down and leave the tape there. I may be sending this one off to some other people to play with. But overall, the PT 109 looks absolutely stunning. And how beautiful is it that you can, you know, you buy it and you're virtually done out of the box. You don't have to do hardly any work to get this going. So it's pretty awesome. Really cool someone painted one of those figures into into how we looked back then. I mean, their faces all look similar. You have to do some crazy detail, or you just have, you know, I don't even know. But super, super cool. Super cool how they did that. So let me move this. I'm just going to put all my stuff. I got a lot of floor space. We're going to move the PT 109 off. Any questions? Anything else you guys want to see here? Did you see the, Alex, did I show the props? If you want to see underneath it, the screws, the props, however you want to go. But it's a triple rudder setup. So in that back hatch, you'll have access to all of them. But I bet this thing turns on a dime This will be awesome. What's up, Floyd? You're going to have to rewind if you want to see the PT-109. We're about to finish up with this one, but what a beauty. Coming with 6 scale figures. The first for Bancroft to come with some scale figures here, which just make it all the more stunning. I'm going to move the FDNY boat up. We're going to do the FDNY boat last. I'm going to move him back here. And let me put his accessories with him. But overall, really, really beautiful. That thing's exciting. Working torpedoes, now that's the next step for that little underwater that. So now, based on our Floyd, check this out. Show Floyd this. Yes, we've got the FDNY 343, 11 working water cannons. We're going to do this one last. 11 working water cannons, working bow thruster. It's stunning. It's stunning. Available right now. So if you don't even want to wait based on just what you're seeing, but it is, that's my favorite pulling out of the box. I can't wait. We're going to put that in the water right away. Connect the battery. Okay. Let's connect the battery. I'll connect it without putting batteries in the transmitter. I trust. Take the hatch off for a second. I'm just going to remove all the figures so they're not fumbling all around. So they're not all fumbling all around. Got the battery. Should be juice in there. Let me just get the battery plugged in. There's my connector. All right, that's the switch. I'll turn the switch on after I plug in the LED wire, because again, the LED wire comes pre-connected. I removed it just when I opened it. Red to red, black to black. I'm just going to rest that here a sec. Make sure I get a solid connection. Good, good. And let's put that back in there. Oh, let's hit the switch. Oh, I may need to turn it on by the transmitter, Bill. They're not on. I probably have to hit the switch. Hold on a second. Alex, there are batteries right on my desk back there. I need 4 AA's. Any of those 4 should work. We're gonna put batteries in it. This is for you, Bill. Let's do it. Let's do it. We got time. I'm in no rush today. No rush. My only rush is getting these in a kiddie pool and getting them ballast, because I want to see them in the water for sure. All right. Now are we on?
Turn it back on.
I think I got to turn it off and on just to, there we go. Turn it back on. I got rudder. That's working. Bang! It's this button on the transmitter, right on where my thumb is, behind the wheel. Turns the lights on and off, and then Alex, you get a nice close-up shot. Oh, I could slide it over for you. Think. There we go. So you got green. Green's always on the right. Red on the left. And the spotlight, which isn't going to look as bright, but my finger, it's lighting my finger up like crazy. That's going to be super bright LED in the evening. That will work as almost a spotlight. Now, that will not spin though, so don't try to spin that. That's not independent. At this rate, James, you'll be able to send the PT-100 maiden voyage in the same video as our unboxing, right? I mean, I've easily could have this in the water. I mean, That's what's great. All these boats are typically like that. Ballasting them is the hardest task. And that's not hard. It's just tedious, you know. It's just tedious to go in there and get it right. But once you get it, it's the type of thing you can set it, forget it, and be done with it. So, absolutely beautiful. Stealth and Wolver 2, nav and spotlight only. So you just push the button and they go on and off. So that's really, really sweet. And then if you just want to see a little close-up of the rudder, I'm going to spin this around. This is the first time I ever actually plugged in one of the boats at the table. Normally I don't do that. I save that for the main video. Alex will reposition the camera. And there you go. And then we should have, let's see, do we have? Nice. Seeing if, no, it looks like you just do the rates yourself. Sometimes they have high and low rate rudder. I think it'll have it on the Ticonderoga, usually on the bigger ships, which is nice to have on the transmitter for tighter turns if you got to get out of, if you got to get out of a sticky situation. So I am going to quickly just turn this boat off. Did I turn it off? No, I didn't turn it off. I turned it back on. Now it's off. All right. We are turned off, and our time with the PT-109. I'm shocked. It's that iconic that everybody chose it first. I was surprised that won. I don't know how many people were in the live show, to begin with, who voted, but still, it's iconic. It certainly is iconic. I love that it has the scale figures. What an awesome addition. Now you don't have to go out and, add them, and they're painted. I mean, they look really good. They look really good. Painted really well. I just wonder, would they be in, I would think with the boat being sort of camouflage, they would be more camo. They look like they stick out like a sore thumb on the boat. But, all right, we're going to move to the Ticonderoga class guided missile cruiser. I'm just going to pick this up, make sure I don't smash anything, knock my coffee out of the way, and get this bad boy on the table. Look at this. Stunner. So should I get that one off the table? I think I should. Or can you turn the camera a little bit? Can you give me a little angle? I'll close my back door so you don't have to see into the closet. But, we're working with a nice space here. There we go. We got space. I got my parts box. I'm going to put this right back here for a sec. And move the marine grease and the hatch tape. And we will get into the Ticonderoga. So the Ticonderoga class destroyer, she's 68.9 inches long. Very familiar. Anyone who is maybe, if you own one of our battleships in Missouri, things like that, very similar in its, what it can do and coming out of the box. Again, it had a lot of big foam pillars in the box, taped up nicely. Foam for the big bulb under the bottom. Really well done in the box. I didn't have any, that I can tell, no damage from it, and nothing that I can see that I have to put on top. So it comes out, the superstructure, the mast, all there, rigging all done. This is what you get when you pull it out, and you just got to cut each one of these ribbons off. The only thing I am seeing, I see a screw here, so it looks like I will have to unscrew a to get one of the hatches off. Sometimes you don't have to do that. Some of the ships you do, like the Missouri has 4 screws you have to take out to seat it. Some of them's just gravity fed. Some of them are magnetically driven. But what a stunning ship as far as the detail. She's 1/100th scale, I believe. Bill, if I'm in my head, I believe it was 1/100. I'm trying to remember the little details while I'm here, but I think it's 1/100th scale. And I say that just looking at it because of how detailed it is, the bigger the scale. So if this was 1/200 scale, you wouldn't see all the little details around. I mean, these are metal ladders going up and down the sides. How big the heli is on the back, all the details in the radar arrays and the top. I mean, this is gorgeous. The more now I'm getting a chance to really look. It's funny. I was so the FDNY one is where I'm super excited about just because it's so different. But what an absolutely stunning ship this is. And look at, and what's funny about it is, of all the ships, I think she's the lightest. I think she's the lightest. She has virtually no weight to her. We got five blade propellers, 2 of them, so it's going to have a dual motor system on the inside. And yeah, man, let's get into it. So I'm going to start cutting the ribbons off. Let me take one more sip of coffee, keep my heart rate up as if it needs to be. And let's get going. Ticonderoga. Shout out to the USS Princeton CG-59. I'll give you that shout out, Roger. What's going on? Welcome to the show. We are having some fun today. 3 boats in one show. I'm pumped. So we're starting with the ribbon on the front, which held down this big cannon on the front of the boat. Just looking around to see what might move, what might not. I'll lift it up at some point and show you, more of the detail on top when we get there. But let me just get all these ribbons cut and away from the ship so we can really dive into it. Again, these ribbons, like I said on the other one, they're all paper. They're just paper ribbons, so just take a nice X-Acto knife and then the way they remember, this is all brass. These railings and everything, that's all going to be metal and brass. So they bend, like I've 100% accidentally hit them hard and bent them. You can bend them back, but don't rip these. Don't try to pull these out too fast. They line them up through all these side structures. Take your time when you're pulling these out. Nothing has to be done too fast. See, it comes through, and then it's attached to this side, so you can slowly go through on the stacks. You know what I love about this ship too? I'm noticing the asymmetry of it. It's one thing, like sometimes it's nice to have a boat that's symmetrical on both sides, on port and such, but to have it, like here, like these stacks are on the left side, like starboard, then these stacks are on the right. These arrays are here. I really dig that asymmetry going along the ship. I wish I knew more about, all the things on the ship, but just seeing that, it's really pleasing to my eye, at least. Cutting off these ribbons. Wow. Like even just this like, I'm noticing, like, Alice, you see, like, you don't even see it on that side. We got to go on this side, over here. Like this, like, little railing here, how they did that. That's gorgeous. That's different from, obviously it's a new ship. You can even see, like, it's amazing that, Bancroft has now been around for us for a while, where we're starting to see their updates to their models. Like, eventually, their original models be like, we got to redo it. Need a V2, like, will we get a V2? You would, like, USS Missouri or something like that, at some point. That's just kind of cool. All right, this is my second to last ribbon. Just, again, sliding it through. Nice and easy. Don't want to bust anything. That ribbon's gone. And then the back ribbon's just here to hold down these cannons, because these can swivel and move. And there we go. They're off. So, like, yeah, this can move around or even come out if you need to take it out. If you want access, but you can move the cannon. It doesn't tilt. It doesn't tilt up and down. It just pivots. All right, now all the ribbons are off of it. I just want to say, I don't want to flip it and move something, but it looks like the superstructure, which part will come off? Oh, all right, I got to take this one screw out. There's one screw right here. So I'm going to get a hex. It's a hex screw. So I'm going to get my trusty Bancroft hex driver. Let's see which size. That's the one. So that is 2.5 millimeter hex. Let's take this screw out. So that's nice, just one screw it seems like, because the front wanted to come off, but you know, that one screw will be enough, but that gives you a nice little assurance on it, you know. Ah, thanks, Bill. The 5 Tycos didn't have a helicopter bay, and it looks like this one does. If anyone wants to be accurate, then they'll need to start at the USS Bunker Hill CG-52. You know what, Kit? That's what I'll do for you, because yes, I haven't gotten there yet, but it comes with a decal sheet, like the last one we did, the Arleigh Burke, the bigger one that we just released. That's the first boat we did where you can do your own, and everybody told me that I picked the wrong one, even though I told everyone I was picking 54 because that's my number. But I'll go with 52. I'll go with that. So I'm going to leave that. That looks like it's loose, but that's up now. You don't have to take the entire screw out. And let's just see, does this come off by itself? I wonder if this side, wow, it's a full superstructure. Oh my God, it's got like a hatch for the heli, I guess, can park inside or other things. Cool. Let's see. Look, there it is. So it's one big superstructure. Cool. Unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. You know, again, like, you know, I see people say, oh, they're so expensive, blah, blah, and I get it, they're expensive. But imagine doing this yourself, how much time it would take, and you could just pull it out of the box and have a stunning, you know, like if I was in the Navy myself, which, you know, I wasn't, but our CEO was, if I worked on one of these ships, why wouldn't I want to have this, even if I never put it in the water, why wouldn't I want this displayed on my mantle? Like, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. All right, let's take a look. Make sure nothing falls out. All right, Alex, I'm going to tilt it. And we can see inside. I just want to make sure nothing, you know, I don't want anything to fall off. But here we go. Alex will move the camera. Look at that. So we got our 2-motor drive system. See both motors there, again, with the heat sinks. You got your rudder servo there. It's a dual rudder controlled by one servo. So obviously easy access if any of that ever needs to be replaced. On this side, you can see right there, ESC, receiver, pre-installed on one side with the switch. Same as the PT boat. And then absolutely nothing, if you look up front, nothing there but fiberglass. And it goes, I'm going to turn this camera so you can see all the way down the, I don't want to touch the superstructure. There you go, Alex. But you can go all the way to the front. And looking, I could get ballast down in that bulb. It's like a little, it's hard to see, but there's like a little gap. You could fill that whole bulb with BBs if you want. I probably won't do that, but you could get them all down there if you just want to roll them in, and then you could probably seal that. Yeah, you could epoxy down that and just seal it up if you wanted to, if it hits the CG right. And then looking back, clear as day to the back, and there is, oh, that's the other thing. Take a look at the back hatch there, the tape right in front of the cannon. So that's a little access hatch. So that'll that'll be the same probably as a P2109. When I take that off, there'll probably be a clear piece of tape there to block water from coming in, because obviously with these ships, you know, water will come over the backside, and you don't want it to get in there. But you would take that cover off, magnetically driven, and then peel the tape back, and that'll give you access to the linkages for the rudder. So something which I couldn't conceive. I don't know, Kit, you play with RC boats. I couldn't conceive how you might break a rudder on an RC ship unless you hit something. But you know, this isn't like an RC plane where you're going to necessarily crash it. But I guess you might have to. And then let's take a look. Oh, that's the other thing. You can take a look at the screws on the back. Beautiful gold 5-bladed propellers. They look stunning. Beautiful. you bought the Fletcher class destroyer. She looks as amazing as a showpiece. They do. They're really, really stunning. That's what I want to do when I put this down now. Let's do that. I want to turn it around to show you the other side, because I was talking about the asymmetry. You guys now have only seen it from one side. Let me show you it from the other side. But that's pretty much it for the, I'm not going to peel this off for the time being, just to preserve some time. You're not going to really see anything there. But there's a screw hole right here. That's where that one screw that's on the back of the, and I'll show, it'll be easier when I flip the boat around. So I'm going to put the hatch on it, and then I'm just going to turn it around so that you can see it from the other direction. Look at that. And it just sits, but there's the screw. And now, Alex, can you just flip just the base? Can you just, I'm gonna lift it up, you just spin the base. Can you do that for me? Thank you. And now, let me do this. I'm gonna rest it like that. Oh. It's so light though. Without any ballast in it, it's light as a feather. It really is. And now I'm gonna lift it up, spin it, move it. There we go. And bang. Now you can see it from this side, and it's just like a completely different view. Now I'm seeing what you guys were seeing. This side's super stunning, as always, but man, awesome. Now we want to get into the, so this is our sticker sheet inside the package. Well, let Alex take you down the side of the ship. But oh man, the lifeboat on this side with the rigging, I didn't even notice that. That's absolutely beautiful. And these are those automatic like guns, right? Those are the ones that fire like rapid rate, take out anything in this thing. Unbelievable. The technology in this. And this is like a small boat in real life compared to, you know, some of the other bigger ones. Unbelievable. Well, how many guys would be on a crew on this boat in real life, guys? For those who know, like how many would be, you know, would guess live on this boat, you know, for periods of time? How many people does it need to, you know, to operate? I wish I would have won that boat. Yeah, we're not gonna put this boat up. Boss wouldn't be too happy about that. This boat will probably never be on the wheel. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But I'll open. So we got our sticker sheet. It's the same as the Arleigh Burke one, in that you get just all the numbers. It looks like. Oh, and numbers and letters. So let's get rid of that tape. Here we go. Open up, so you get a nice sheet, and these are water slide decals, so they were really simple to do. Anyone who's ever done water slides, I prefer water slides over anything because you really have time to move it into place. But you've got 3 sets of large numbers. Oh, let me peel this. This is just the paper on top. So I'm going to leave half the paper on, but you got 3 sets of the large numbers. 4 sets of the medium numbers, and then it looks like 4 sets of every letter. So you got 4 A's, 4 K's, you know, down the line. You just cut each one out. You know, I cut them out each individually. Just use a little tray of water, some warm water, and they peeled off nicely. But the beauty is you can, the Tycos had 30 officers and 300 crew members. Wow. But I like it. So the depth levels, they leave those on. They just left the big numbers off. So, you know, pretty simple to do. What I would suggest when you're doing the water slides, wet the entire area is what I do. I put the decal on it, and then you can slide it in the water and get it right before you dab away the water. You have a lot of time to not make a mistake. And even if you did, you know, you can use some alcohol to get it off and then start again, you know, with another one, because you have a lot of sets. So that's really nice to have. And then lastly, we have our box of accessories. I'm gonna move this. I'm just gonna move this a little forward. I'll just move this a little forward. I'll put the box. Yeah, we'll do it like right here. Here we go. I'll open the box right here. But in this, I'm not expecting. We're not getting any accessory. I don't think there's any guns that have to be added. This is just gonna have all the stuff you'd expect to see. I just want to see what kind of transmitter they're putting in this one. I'm assuming it's not the pistol grip. It'll be more like the regular transmitter. But let's check it out. So we got the same battery. It came in, I just pulled it out of the foam. We got the 2800 2S pack with the XT60.
Is there a charger?
There's a charger. Yes, okay. We get the nice big, newer Bancroft transmitter. Sweet. And I love that they really go out of the way to make sure there's foam on everything to protect the sticks. You've got gauges, you got your switch. This will be usually on these boats. This is high rate and low rate rudder. So I don't sail it around with high rate rudder, but when you want to turn and get it back home or something, if you're about to hit something, it's nice to have that. And then you have the ability to reverse servos, but I've never touched any of this on one of these transmitters. If you ever need to rebind it, you could rebind it and power, and that is the battery hatch, which is now locked in. It wasn't locked in. Oh, there we go. So that's going to be 4 AA batteries on the back of that. Oh, there is a piece in here. Okay, let's take a look. We've got, oh, okay, in here they give you an old school bind plug. So if you do ever need to bind up the, there it is. If you do ever need to bind up the receiver, I'll move it there. There you go. He just changed over. Alex changed the camera. All right. We're there. And then I just want to save all this stuff in case we need to ship it off. There's our charger, same charger as you'd expect. And then this is my accessory pack, which is going to have our manual. Let's start there. It's going to have some decals. Oh, Shiloh is already made. There's a decal called with Shiloh on it that's already done. Waterside takes some getting used to, Kip, but once you get it, I mean, just keep the area wet so you can literally slide the sticker over and over. Move that one. There's a Shiloh sticker. It looks like some more Navy type stickers. 2 flags are in this pack. So maybe this was what it was originally going to be, Bill, and then we decided to leave the stickers off at the last second of production. You got your checklist, same as the PT-109. So this is just the manufacturer checklist that show you it's handwritten. So every piece, as long as the contents are in there, they check it off as it's going down the line. And then we've got our manual. So the introduction is going to have everything there. The back of the manual shows you where the decals placement's going to be, where that screw is. We showed you, that's what that is. Perfect. So let's do that. I was going to say the screw was exposed on the upper deck, and they give you one little piece here, and that's what's going to cover the screw. Perfect. Because like the Titanic and the Missouri, the screws are underneath some of the cannons. You take the cannons out, unscrew it, screw it down, and then they hide there. Correct about the Shiloh. They give you an Allen key for that screw. I never use those. I prefer my bench crafts when I'm doing that. And then, let's see. So what does it say to do? Take out the hexagonal screwdriver from the accessories box, unscrew the screw installed beside the helipad, install part 2 into the screw hole. Oh. Oh, do we not need the, are they saying just the screw is gone entirely? I think you take the screw out because if you know, this is the piece. So let me move this box. All right, hold on. Not a rush. I'm putting the transmitter back in here. gonna put charger. We're gonna figure out what to do with that. We don't need that right now. I'm just gonna move all this out of the way so I can pull the ship back to me, and then we could take a look at that screw, and then we'll be done with this one for today. So I'm gonna slide this back. We could go back to, so you wanna go right to here if you can, Alex. We're gonna be right on there because there's this little piece. Alex is just lining up his secondary cam, and then he will turn us over. 3, 2, 1, bang. So you see the screw. I left it unscrewed, but there's like a long piece that's coming out of, there's a long part that's coming out of this piece. This is what hides the hatch, but since underneath it's raised, I think we may not need this screw. We may not need this screw at all because this piece goes down. Again, most of these are gravity driven. Like the ones with the screws were earlier models. I feel like it might even be overkill because this just goes, this might just fit right in there. Doop, doop, doop. I may have to just open that hole just a tad, Bill, but I think this long piece allows, that's going to go through where the screw was. I may have to ream that hole out a tad, so I may just have to hand drill it just a little wider. I don't want to break it. Or I snap that piece off and I might just foam tack this over the screw itself instead. I may like that idea better because then I could just lift it and, you know, and keep the screw in there. I might want the screw in there just for the added security, but that'll be up to you. But that's a piece that comes with it, and yeah, that'll be how that works. So that's all awesome. That piece is the LSO shack used during flight operations. Oh, line of sight, nice. So there'll be guys down, they'll be in there. So that's how small. I was trying to guess, like, you know, how big a guy would be on the ship. You know, it's 1/100, so you need 1/100 scale. I bought 1/200 scale Navy guys for the Nimitz, and they are like, they're so small on the ship deck. But
can you show me the helicopter bay? You can almost see it.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they have the door, they have the hatch already open. This hatch doesn't slide, but look at that, like the bay doors. And that actually, this piece though is really helpful when you're lifting the canopy. You could get your finger in there easy without touching any of the metal around and possibly bending anything. So, flight deck control station. I love doing this with live show.
With people who are
with people who knows who are on them. Must have been pretty badass to be on one of these things. Unbelievable. But all around, the Ticonderoga class, another stellar addition to the Bancroft lineup. How long have we been on? We've been on for an hour.
Yeah.
So about a half an hour for each ship. We still got one more to go. So I'm going to now
Where are you going with that?
put to bed. I'm putting it on the floor. I'm putting it on the floor because I can't put it anywhere else. So I'm going to rest it right here. And then, oh, all right, let's get all this accessories away. I'm gonna save all this stuff. Perfect. Put that there. Whew. I still have coffee. It's probably cold. Not going. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Kit. Magnets, something like that. I might just break that peg off. Why try to drill it out? I kind of like the screw being in there because it went down and through and it gave, you know, just that added insurance. God forbid you hit the water. You don't want to, not that that would fall off. I doubt it would ever fall off. But, I mean, you'd have to be, pardon my excuse, you have to be pretty dumb to be sailing your expensive ship in really rough seas. Like, what would be the purpose, you know? You really be a glutton for punishment. But look, this one is just heavy. Ugh. I'm so pumped. I don't want my elbow to hit this thing. But, oh my goodness. This fireboat, guys, the FDNY 343. I didn't know much about this until I was told about this, that it was coming. So I just want to go quickly, just the respect it deserves, for what it's named after. I just want to go to the wiki page here and just get it right. The 343 is a Ranger 4200 class fireboat that serves the New York City Fire Department as Marine Company 1. Built to replace the 1954 John D. McKean by Robert Allen Ltd. It was commissioned at exactly 0900 hours on September 11th, 2010, exactly 9 years after the 2001 terrorist attacks, and is one of the 4 fireboats currently active service. So, unbelievable, and it's named 343 for the 343 firefighters who lost their lives on 9/11. Yeah, Kit, that makes sense there, but I mean, look at this stunning fireboat. So let's count them. Let's start at the front, Alex. So when this came out, this like rest, we could put that, we're gonna put that back in. That's not supposed to be like locked down. It was like that because you could get access to it, but that's how, you clear your hoses. You want to pull these up, and then push it in, and it has this sweet little like mount. So we'll get that in there. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I went too fast. Start at the front again. Sorry, Alex. Sorry. Let's start that again. 1, 2, 3. Now we're coming up. 4, 5. Now we're going up to here by the stacks. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the back. 10, 11. 11 working water cannons. I'm excited to take a peek inside this thing just for all the hosing, but my nightmare is finding a clog, if there's a clog or something, because that's the worst part. You take these two, I'd almost want to run them in a pool, because the Dusseldorf, we ran the water cannons, in the lake, and it definitely pulled in, some muck, which is gross. So we don't like that. But yeah, Kit, the black and detail on the exhaust stacks look great. I mean, seeing some real images of this one, they got it. They got it down to the T, which is really nice. All right, I'm going to start cutting off some of these ribbons here so we could take a peek inside, because obviously when you lift this superstructure off, it's going to be a ton of tubing to get the water. And this boat, so again, the 11 working water cannons, and if you look on the front bottom down here, this is the bow thruster working on each side. So we'll have to see that, I'm going to play with that in the water. This is the first one I'm going to put in the water, so this will be the first video we release. We'll probably have this by the end of the week. I want to try to get it in the water tomorrow. That's my goal. Tomorrow should be a beautiful day. We're going to try to get this in the water, do it all. So we'll have this video hopefully for Thursday, possibly Friday. But this is the one that is just so radically different,
And we're New Yorkers.
And we're New Yorkers, yes. I'm originally from New York. My father worked, was an electrician, Local 3 electrician his whole life. I remember him taking me to the World Trade Centers because he worked in those buildings on and off for a decade. Putting in electrical work all around. I was on empty floors as a kid. At the top of that thing, I remember me and my brother would be, like, you literally come out the elevator and it was just an empty, because the buildings were each 1 acre, exactly 1 acre, and it was just an empty, nothing but the pillars, an empty floor and the windows. And I remember one time I was up against the windows and my brother just pushed me as hard as he could up against the glass. I was on like the 90th something floor. I stayed near the middle of that building, but you would feel the building sway. I remember those times. And my dad went and did the bucket brigade when 9/11 happened, for 2 days and such. I remember that day really well. So this is, you know, kind of near and dear. But all right, so those are off. And is there anything on the front there? No. So let's see, because this structure should just, is it just gonna pop off? Boop, boop, boop. Seeing if there might be any. Yep, it just pops off. All the weight. Oh man. I hope I'll be able. Oh, okay. Nothing's connected. Perfect. All right, they didn't connect, so it's 4 tubes because there's only four of the cannons are attached to the superstructure. So that's nice. So we just meet those connections, and they make it very easy. Look at that, the brass inserts on the inside there. That makes that one easy to find. And the other ones are, they're going to be in there. They're going to be in there somewhere. I'll find them. Or do they? Actually, yeah, they got to be. We'll find them in a sec.
I think I see them.
You see them on this side?
No, they're like a.
Well, these are the ones. Oh, there they are. There they are. Ah, okay. So you got the smaller ones for the front, and then these long ones will be able to on the back. I'm seeing all the tubing is on your side of the camera, so I'll spin it around in a second as I lift it up. But let's take a quick peek for you guys. Still got some of the ribbon on there. Oh man, she's heavy though. She's heavier, I should say. Not like dramatically, but hard. I just want to turn it this way. It's okay. All right. So that's one of the holes. You see my, that looks like the bow thruster motor. You could see down there, the bow thruster. Bow thruster? Bow thruster. Bow. It's getting late. And I'm just getting excited. But then you see the dual, is it dual? There's 4 props being run by, is it 2 motors in there? There's 4 motors. It's a 4-motor drive system. So that's 1, 2 surrounding the servos, and then there's one there at the top. I can't point a finger to it, or I would, but that's 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one will be right below this other one. Wow. I'm sorry, guys. This isn't easy to do without a top-down camera. We'll get some nice shots for the video, but again, the bow thruster there. And you see, you're gonna need 2 batteries for this one. One battery is for the motors and just moving the boat around, and the other battery powers the water cannons. And that water comes from getting sucked up by whatever water you're in. You know, unlimited supply of water, if you will, which is awesome. I can only imagine in real life how powerful these cannons must be, you know. And then I'm gonna turn it around quick. Well, not quick, very slowly. Turn around slowly just so I can show you all the tubing, which is all on the opposite side. Oh man, there's another motor. Oh yeah. Wow, because the bow thruster, so the bow thruster motor's in the front, in the back here, where you saw. 4 motors for the engines. Then there's the water pump motor that you're not gonna see. The one for the water count, 6 motors. Yeah, I'm just, Bill, I didn't even look up. I see your comment now, but I'm just, you know, again, I told you I like seeing it for myself for the first time. And all the switches here, there's 3 switches to turn on each. So it's 3, is it 3 batteries? Or 1 battery is gonna power 2 different things, is what I'm seeing. Okay, yep, 2 ESCs are gonna power the motor for the bow thruster and the motor for the water cannon. And then the 1 ESC powers the 4 motors for the drivetrain. So, but you could turn each one of them on and off. You could turn on and off the ESC. If you don't want to use the bow thruster, you could turn it off. If you don't want to use the water cannons, you could turn it off on the switch. So, pretty darn cool. But now let me lift it back up and show you the tubing on this side. Alex, come back in, but you can see, look at that thing in there. That's where the water's going to come in and go through all 2S battery for the drivetrain, like every other Bancroft boat. So we'll probably have the 2800 2S XC60, and then we're going to 3S pack for the pump and thruster. But look at that. So that's where all the water comes into and gets divided to all the. So if you clog one, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. We might have to get on with that first and then clean it out. You know what? I'm going to have to leave my. That's what I'll do. I'll probably leave the pool, my kiddie pool that I'll leave it going. So when we get back from the lake, I can put it right in there and run clean water through the system. To try to unclog anything, because when you take it to a lake, no matter what you do, you're gonna get gross sediment and stuff into the system. So I'll see how I handle it, how we figure that out. But did you see the motor for the? Did you see this here? Look down. Sorry, look down there. That motor on the right. See that motor in front of the other motors? That's the motor for the water. That's the water pump. Attached there. Super cool. And then from the back, you could see the drivetrain, all 4 motors with the heat sinks, all nicely done. I'm wondering how much ballast I'm going to need on this, because it is pretty darn heavy. I remember the tugboat, I don't think I needed any for that. And the Dusseldorf, I think I needed very little, because there was a lot of weight there. You know, like, this thing's pretty darn heavy, just as is. So, all around, man, super cool. Look at that. Really cool. Now they don't twist though, so they're all fixed. So they're gonna be fixed as they come out. So you're not directing. I think only the middle one you might be able to direct where you want it to go. But even that, I may lock it down. But all around the detail, and even on the inside, these are real like rubber. You know, these would be the things they throw over the side to protect the boat from smashing into the dock. The spools with the rope. Absolutely beautiful. This is awesome. My wife's, the guy I went to high school with is a New York City firefighter. We played football together, and he was married to my wife's cousin. Not anymore. I still like him though. He's a nice guy. I should ask him, because I believe he worked down in Manhattan near these, near where these would be docked at the lower part of Manhattan and such. I don't want to hold that like that. Hold on. Gotta get I just don't want to break anything, you know? I don't want to hold it wrong, but. Don't touch anything the wrong way. You got to get used to where you can grab it and everything, but yeah, that ain't going anywhere. Now this would be cool with some, with some scale dudes going around. This is the PT boat is 1/24th scale, Bill, if you're still watching, and this one I think is 1/35th scale. This fire 1/35th scale, so again, large scale. I don't know where you'd find figures. And I'm assuming, actually, I have to look into it. I mean, do they dress in their normal firefighter gear if they're on this boat? I guess so. Or just when there's a fire. Or they just be in the blue, blue outfit. But I assume one of these boats must have went out to help when the ship landed in the Hudson, right? You probably would have pulled up a fire. I'm sure the fire department went just in case they thought, not that the engines had gas in them, but, just in case of a fire. But these look like, would these be sprinklers or some sort? Or just antenna? Really cool, man. And I love the windows, like the dark tinted windows for the, for the pilot station and stuff. Awesome. Captain's Lodge. The fenders can be deployed? I don't think so. No. No. But did you see the back? The screws? Four screws, 4 rudder system. Awesome. 1/35th is close enough to use 1/32nd scale figures from static armor modeling. Love it. If you're on Google right now, if you're checking it out, are there firefighter figures? That would be kind of cool. Even just again for display. If I was in the fire department, in the New York City Fire, why wouldn't I want this displayed on my mantle, even if I never use it in the water, or I just use it to put it in the tub and fire it at my wife?
I'd have it next to the big ones, the guys that had a laugh.
Yeah, right. I mean, this would be something like I'd love to present this to go down. I mean, this should be on display at, at their firehouses, especially for the, the Marine One. But absolutely awesome. Just a beautiful day for RC boats. But let me show you, there actually is something else with this boat that we are missing, and we'll get to it right here. Let's open up. These are the two boxes that come in the boat. So this is going to be, we have this, and then we have this. There are parts in the foam box. So these two boxes came, again, boats beautifully wrapped in foam out of the box, with the big foam pillars to keep everything protected, because it comes out as you see it. Here, like with the PT boat and the Ticonderoga. So we have the same transmitter that we got with the Ticonderoga, which I would assume would be because of, when they wrap the sticks nicely in foam. But that's going to give us the switches. Assume this will be probably dual rate rudder, so high and low rate rudder. And then these knobs, this will be what turns on the bow thruster probably, and what turns on the controls the amount of water being used in there, or it could be on a down elevator, because with a boat you have, so if we're looking at the transmitter, that'll be forward and back, and then this will be left and right rudder. They may have it where this is left and right rudder, all your driving will be on this, and then this could control the water pump and the cannons. So it might be this way. Is what controls it, but we'll figure that out. I could look on the manual quick, but I like to figure it out once I ballast it. Now our batteries. So got two batteries in the case. So the first battery is going to be the exact same one you saw. This is the 2800 2S. I won't even open it. I have so many of them. I don't even need to open that battery from all these ones I did. But then this is our 3S pack. It's a 3S 1800, and that's going to be for the bow thruster and the water cannons. So 3S 3-cell 1800. That'll probably be more than enough to power that motor for a long time. And the 2800 will look exactly. There it is. It's this same packs in here. It's the 2800 2S that came with all the other boats. So that's a beautiful thing. Oh, look, they have a charger. I never saw this one before. Same exact charger as all, but the beauty is now, don't do them both at the same time, but this charger can charge each one of those packs. So this side is, one side is for 3S, one side is for 2S. So, but don't plug them in at the same time. That should be standard. So here's our manual. Oh, look at that. Alex, I saw something really cool. Having had to clean the Dusseldorf, I appreciate what's also in the box. But here's our manual. So this will show you, this will explain everything that comes with the boat, charger, safety, all that good stuff. But then the back will show you where everything goes and what you're going to do, how you're going to connect everything. And then here we go, the bottom, remote control function. So 1 and 2, forward, back, the bow thruster. So on the sticks, so it's telling me forward, reverse, as you'd expect. The bow thruster is 3 and 4. 5 is the water jet. Water gun is up, so basically like up elevator, and then this is rudder left and right. So this fires the water cannon. This does the bow thruster. So really cool. If you connect the batteries at the same time, you will see the magic smoke in the charger. Don't do that. But Bill, I don't know if you but This is what I'm excited about.
Is that the line cleaner?
This is a cleaner to clean the jet nozzles. Beautiful. A nice metal, you know, with steel that'll get in there to clean all the jets. Much needed. I'm gonna have to save this. I gotta put this somewhere important. So that's exciting for somebody who had the Dusseldorf. When you pull in a lot of, you know, crap into your into stuff, because it will happen. You know, it's too fun. Too fun to not do it. But maybe I'll bring this to my. I'm in an HOA, so I got a little local. I got a pool here. I may just shock everyone at the pool today and ballast it over at the pool a little later. So I really love my job. I just get to run down to the pool and with a big gigantic boat and have everybody freak out about it. And I fire at all the kids, but absolutely stunning. So that was good. I'll put all that back in there. Got our batteries. Let me just check. Was that someone texting me from work, or was that, you never know, did I say something wrong? Nope. Then, the last but not least, I saw there's a big ladder, because how do you not have a ladder, I guess? Or is it a ladder or like a crane type thing? I opened this before because I didn't know what it was, but covered in foam. But look at that. This is the completion. So let's just, that's a gigantic ladder. I'm holding it up for Alex to change cameras, and here we go. Look at that. And now we got to figure out where that goes. Oh, I see where it goes. Right off the bat, there's stairs that led to nowhere. That's where this goes. So this is going to add to the beauty. This will add to the beauty of, of the look of the ship. Oh, and we have nice. So we have a lifeboat. That's hard plastic, or that might even be, yeah, it's hard plastic, but it's heavy, it's dense, almost like it's metal, but two metal posts. Where is this going to? This goes right, it's got to go right on the back, I would presume. I'm going to have to figure it out. Oh no, it slides there. There's two spots right on the back. Awesome. And then check this out, max lift, or it's a retractable, like, ladder type thing. Now it won't do anything, it's not, it's metal or plastic. Oh, it's almost hard to tell. I think it's plastic, but now it won't move. But look at that, max pressure. So that goes, oh my God. I was gonna say, what is this like? I thought it was like a smokestack, but I'm like, that's too low to be a smokestack. So I'm going to move the boat back. Hold on one second. Moving the ship back. So let's focus on the rear. You see this ladder to nowhere. And we have this, which I thought was like smokestack, but I was like, man, they'll get jammed up. That's where we're putting this. And then this is where you will get into said area. Look at this. Look at this. I got to seat it in there nicely. Nice. Look at that. That's so cool. So you take the ladder up to go into the door to get on this. This crane comes down, running up the ladder. That just adds to the aesthetic look of this boat. Unbelievable. Install both, James. And then on the rear, you see this like slide down. This is where we would have, I don't know which way it would go. I assume you'd want to get in it and drive it that way, or I guess you drive it up. It'll probably be on here like this, and then they'll back it out. I'll have to look on a picture. But there's two holes, perfect. for that to install right there. Nice. And I'll foam tack that down a tad. There's two, you know, it's metal, two metal rods are coming out, go right in. I doubt it'll go anywhere, but I'll add just a tiny little foam tack because I'm never going to remove that. I would never remove that piece. And I don't think that has anything to do with the shipping. But again, just another stunning bit of detail on this absolutely gorgeous fireboat. This is stunning. This really is stunning. I'm floored with this one. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. It's big. It's beautiful. And it's here. It's available right now. Small boat of right. If the small boat went down front first, it was damaging the prop. Exactly. I just thought it would want to be in that position if it could to get out quicker, but you know, the seconds it takes to drop that probably won't matter in the grand scheme. But all around, I love that. That really added to the aesthetic appeal to it, right? It added like just an extra layer of detail. I mean, it'd be awesome if it actually actuated and, you know, but now we're splitting hairs there. All around, absolutely stunning. I don't know what to say about this one. This one is, I don't know if I want to give this one away, Bill. I don't know if I want to send this to anyone else. I think this one is absolutely stunning. But people should play with this one. This will be great. I'm not excited about having to potentially clean it, but I will do it because she is worth it. It's going to look awesome. We're going to have to light a mini fire. The only thing, it would be tough to put something out for real because, you know, they're all fixed. All the cannons are really fixed. Like even this one, it has a position here. You don't want it to move to spin it around. Even though in real life, they could all be directed in the same spot. But it's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. We did a half an hour on each of these brand new boats. I think that, well, this is what, actually, Kit, this is what we might do. You know, I'm from New York originally. I still got family there. I was just up there. We were hoping to get this in time because I went up to New York. My plan was to drive with my family. I lived on Long Island. I grew up on Long Island. And, but it didn't come in time because I was going to at least, I wanted to put it in the water with the new World Trade Center in the background. I was going to drive to a shore in Jersey and just put it in the water, get some pictures of it with the background. But Bill has some family in New York as well. We may ship this to them and we may have them take it there just to get pictures with them and let them, this one specific, you know, because we may do that and just donate just to get some pictures because it's worth it, you know. Who wouldn't? If you work on this boat, how would you not want to have one of these, you know? It would look amazing just for people to come in and just see it on display, even if they never use it. Doesn't matter. It's what it represents, what it means, you know, near and dear. Really, truly special, and I'm excited to have it here. Now I'm getting sad thinking about that day. A terrible day. But guys, any questions while I'm here? I'll spend another maybe minute or two. But if not, I would love to go fill up the kiddie pool, go ballast this thing, and you know, get it ready to go, rigged up, ready to film a video for you guys, and you know, really get into the nitty and gritty of this boat. But you know, if not, I assume a lot of questions were answered. Bill, thank you so much for being in the show. And helping out because I'm sure I missed questions while I was doing this. It's hard to control it all when it's just, you know, just the two of us. But guys, thank you so much for watching today. If you want one of these, what other boats, kid? What are you talking about? We just had 3 brand new ones out. Let's focus on these before we worry about any other new ones. Who knows? But man, whew, patience is a virtue, my friend. But thank you so much, Kit, everybody, Floyd, thank you for being in the comments. Everyone who helped me with some of these boats. Again, I'm not a historian on a lot of these ships, so I learn as you guys learn, I know more about the RC than the historical detail of these, but I appreciate each and every one because they're absolutely stunning, and I'm excited to have these, excited to get them out in the water. And guys, we are going to, you know, have some fun in this next video, which hopefully we'll be doing this either Thursday or Friday. Guys, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for doing all your shopping at motionrc.com, motionrc.eu, and we appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.